Hello everyone. As this is Mental Health Awareness Month, there is someone that I want to talk about. He is an artist called Ren. The reason why I bring him up is because of the frustration that he has had with his own mental health. I have seen this so many times. He knew what was wrong with him. He went through so many things, and he was brushed off by doctor upon doctor upon doctor. He knew that there was something wrong, and their response was, "Oh no, it's all in your head." First of all, it wasn't. Second of all, even if it was, that's not how you treat someone, and you can imagine how stupid they would have felt upon realising how wrong they were. And I don't know why it is done to young people, because that has happened to me, and it happened to other family members. I don't care. It doesn't cost us in the UK anything up front. If someone says they think they've got this disease or that disease, test us. Test us, because you could be wrong. First of all, even if it is a mental disorder, just check so that you have your own record and can say, "Hey, we checked this person, and guess what? It turned out that it appears that he's imagining the whole thing." There is no sign that anything is wrong, rather than make the person feel stupid, or rather than saying, "Oh, the person's nuts." It could be that there's a new random medicine that comes out that you don't know that disproves your theory. Guess what? There's an injection for the kind of meningitis that I had as a baby, which obviously wasn't there when I was a kid. When my mum was trying to tell my doctors that something was wrong with me, they said, wait for it, "There's nothing wrong. You're worrying. You're just a young mum. It doesn't matter." It turned out they were wrong again and again and again and again. Now, the reason why I bring this up is because it is Mental Health Awareness Month, and even if I am talking about a guy who's dealing with a mainly physical problem, it doesn't matter, because guess what? If it had been mental, that's the way to get him to turn himself to soil, because to me, telling him he's insane and that he doesn't know what he's talking about, how could you know what he's talking about? You're the doctor, surely you know everything. Except you don't. Even Sherlock Holmes was wrong from time to time. Second opinions do not hurt you. You don't know everything. You're never going to know everything, and I don't know why they do it to young people. When I was young and when my mum was young, they brushed it off. I don't know why they do it. Surely the person who has the condition should at least be taken seriously. And when it comes to children and babies, they should be taken seriously, even if they're proven wrong or if you can't find anything. Because if a person keeps coming back to you saying, "I'm sick, I'm sick, I'm sick," and you know that they're not a prankster, why? Tell me, why would you do that to a person? At least give them the benefit of the doubt, and rather than saying they're insane, say, "I can't find anything wrong with you," or "None of the tests came back with any sign that there's anything wrong. I'm really sorry." That way, people feel that they are people and are not going to come across feeling that you have just humiliated them. It is much better like that, because then they will feel that, okay, well, the doctor didn't find anything. Maybe there is nothing wrong with me. Then that person's come to their own conclusion, because I've noticed that people do this and they question you on your thoughts and your ideas when you are either a child, when you are just a young person in general between the ages of like 0 to 30, and then sometimes around 0 to 40 even. Also, if you're disabled, if you are young, and if you're a kid and you're disabled, people will also do things like talk differently to you. Like every single kind of disorder is a mental disorder, and we all sit there dribbling in our chairs. We don't need to do that. Technically, Autism is considered a neurological disorder, but that doesn't mean I'm going to be sitting there dribbling all the time. Did I have times when head banging used to be a thing for me? Yeah. Do I still do it? No, because as an adult I know that's wrong and we shouldn't, because then we'll turn to soil very quickly. I've lost enough brain cells due to too many things going on in my life. I don't need any more help. But tell me if you've had any of these experiences. Have you experienced any of these, and if so, in what way? I also want you to remember that you are worth more than being spoken to in that way. If you think something is wrong, especially as a man, because I know that most of my audience is male, it doesn't matter what it is. You could be very depressed all the time. Talk to someone. It could be that you feel like turning to soil, but you haven't done it, so you think you're okay. Talk to someone. It could be me. It could be your pet. It could be your mum. I don't care. Talk to someone or fight it out in the comments. Discuss it with each other. If you're all going through it, you can all discuss it together. We have a lovely community of handsome and beautiful people who can talk to each other. There are many different age groups I've noticed in my Handsome and Beautiful Club, so talk to each other in the comments. Discuss. Talk about how you feel. Be honest. My comment section is free to talk about whatever. I also always read my comments and reply. Certain words aren't allowed really on YouTube, which is why I use other words. You might want to use them in the comments section if you don't want your comments getting flagged. Because even when I've tried to retrieve them, people have told me that their comments have got deleted, and I've looked and I can't even find it. It's not even being hidden. Even Ren, there's a song he did about someone who turned to soil. He had to put an exclamation mark in the title name or it would get flagged. I want you to go to his channel and go look it up, and you'll see what he's had to do, because if he doesn't, it will flag it as inappropriate or age restricted. And the people who tend to be the most prone to turning themselves to soil are the young people who need to see this. So if you're feeling low, talk to someone. If you're feeling like you can't cope anymore, talk to someone. If you feel like the whole world is on top of your shoulders, talk to someone. There's my business email. You can talk within the comments. You can send me an email. You can put it on Buy Me a Coffee. I don't care. I don't care. You know I don't care. But if you want to tell me anything that might help me with the making of my videos, that might make it a bit better, it would be nice to have some people's well-rounded opinions so that I could discuss it and talk about it and make it into a video in a way that is respectful about what it's like to have mental health conditions. Maybe let me look it up and I'll have something to research. But listen, I bring this up because we need to talk about it. If you're female, you already know this, but you need to talk about your mental health. You know we talk about everything. Anyway, it's been a while. For me, this month, we women know that if we want to talk about anything, we can call up our girlfriends and we can say, I need to talk, and everyone's going to be like, oh my days, what happened? But when men say they need to talk, everyone suddenly is too busy except the homies, and sometimes the homies are having to deal with their girlfriend who wants all their time and all their attention. So if you feel that you need to talk to someone, talk to someone. Another brilliant person who does things like this is a YouTuber called Cliff Beats. He is a reactor on here. He also helps to make songs. He's brilliant and I applaud him for his hard work. And this is where I got the idea from, so shout out to him, link in the description. So if you feel that some things are too hard, some things are too difficult, some things are beyond you, talk to someone. If it's not me, talk in the comments. If you don't want to put it in the comments, then talk to someone. Talk to a friend in your life. Talk to anyone, because arthritis, while not technically always visible, is something that is more or less easily seen. My hands are swollen. You can see that I walk funny. You can see that I don't walk like everyone else, that I have balance issues, etc. But, if it is a mental condition, it could be that you're sad all the time. It could be whatever. I was having a conversation with a family member quite recently, and because I just lost my dog, I wasn't feeling particularly hungry because I was sad. And this family member, realizing that I wasn't hungry, wondered if I had everything going all right down in my stomach, if you catch me. What happened to grieving? No, I am not backed up. I am not. I promise. I'm depressed. I'm grieving, and I miss my dog more than anything. And I know that they meant well. I'm sure they meant well, and I can laugh about it now, but just keep in mind, always make sure to keep your feelings open and honest. Talk to people and try to find someone to talk to who won't automatically go to the thought that it could be constipation as to why you're not eating. Anyway, I've spoken enough. Please, this is a very important month, and I want to go into it more next week, hopefully, assuming that the sadness that's going on with me at the moment doesn't affect my video upload. If you're still here and you listened all the way through, thank you very much. You're handsome, and you're beautiful, and you, well, I'm speechless. I'll let you know next time I see you. Over to the pets. Hello all, this is Sylvie. If you liked what you saw, then subscribe for more.
Hey everyone, my name's Bonjo. If you enjoyed yourself, then give it a thumbs up and share it with all your friends.
Hi everybody, I'm Jack, and if you had fun, then comment down below and let my mum know how you are feeling today.